Hi, welcome to another video by Jimthecarguy. Today we have a 2003, it's a Honda Accord, and what happens is occasionally it'll start, sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. You turn the key, you're basically just getting a buzzing noise underneath the bottom, which is probably the starter relay or one of the other relays because of insufficient power. I've run into this before with these cars, but we are going to go through a proper procedure to check it to make sure. What we're basically going to do is we're going to go up in the front of the engine. We're going to get the key so it does not start, and then we're going to check the start side of the starter to make sure that there's power. If there is power there, then we're going to go down to the relay, which is mounted up inside the left kick panel on this side right here, and we're going to check the power at that relay to make sure it's okay. It's easier instead of getting in there to try to actually jump it out and test the voltage and all that, just swap it with another relay, and we'll see if, because they're all the same relays underneath there anyway. So we're going to swap it with another relay. If the problem is still there, then we're going to drop the steering column down, and we're going to get up to the electrical switch in the back of the key switch. Not the key switch, but the electrical switch. So we're going to get in the back of it, and we're going to test that out there. So let me check at the front, and then we'll come right back, and we'll see if the starter is the issue, or if the relay or the ignition switch itself. So let me get up there and test it. And basically, I'm just going to do this without showing you. You're just going to get in there with a test light, and the single wire for the start side, we're just going to check it. And when it's a no start situation, and you have the key in the crank position, and you're trying to start it, and it don't start, you should have no power to that wire. If you do have power, the starter's no good. If you don't have power, then we need to go into it a little further to diagnose where exactly the problem is. I use a power probe. What I normally do with these is when I have the no power to the start side of the starter, I can just momentarily hit it with the power probe and fire it up and make sure that the starter is working properly. All right, let's get up there. I'm going to test that, and then we'll come right back. This is why I'm going to test it without filming it, because the starter I have to get to is actually up underneath here, and by looking at it, it looks like somebody had it out already because the bracket is already removed, and I think there's a yes, there's a remanufactured starter in there already. So I got to get up underneath here. I know you probably can't even see it, but down inside here, underneath there, right here, is the wire that I need to test. That's the start wire. So I'm going to check to see if we have power there, and then we'll come right back. Okay, when I checked it with my power probe, we do have power to the start side. We do not have power to the start side. So I was able to power it up and get it to crank, so I know that the problem is not the starter, that the problem is going to be inside the vehicle. So let's get inside and take a look and see what we have. Okay, as you can see, I pulled everything apart underneath here. I did go inside here and I swapped the relays over, and it was the exact same thing. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the cover underneath here for the steering wheel, and we'll get up underneath to that switch. Okay, now that we have the cover down, I just want to show you this too. Once I'm in here and I'm actually testing it, I'll show you what it's doing. That's what it's doing, nothing, right? And what I did, I don't know if you can see this, but you tap on the switch and it starts right up. Again, nothing. And then I tap on the switch and it starts right up. Alright, so we know that that switch is no good. I hope you can see that. I had to put the camera down, but if you tap on the side of the switch with the key in the crank position and you tap on the switch and it starts, the switch is no good. So what we're going to do is we're going to, as you can see, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze getting in here with a regular screwdriver, but you can do it. Take this screw out. All right, we have one more up underneath the bottom, right up underneath here, and I'm going to unplug this switch, and then we'll pull it out. So let me do that, and we'll come right back. Okay, switch is unplugged. The way you unplug it, just push that little tab in right there, and it pops right out. You take that screw out, and you take the screw out from the bottom, and the switch comes right out, just like that. So let's grab the new one, and let's put it back together. All right, so now, after the customer is gone, I am going to take this switch apart. I'm curious to see what failed inside of it. So after the repair, stick with me. We'll take it apart and we'll see what it looks like and why it actually failed. And that's what the ignition switch looks like. That's it. Okay, we got the switch back in. We put our screw back inside here. This one is back in. The one up underneath the bottom up here is in. The plug is in. And now we're going to start it and make sure we're okay. Cranks up and starts fine. Okay. Alright, that's it. We're in good shape. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the panels back up. We'll wrap this job up and get it out the door. Alright, thanks for watching. Any questions or any comments, or you need any advice, drop me a line. Be more than happy to talk to you about anything. As always, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Alright, let's open up this switch and see what caused it to fail. A couple of clips on the side to open up, it looks like. Well, the contacts in here look good. Let's take this off and see what it looks like underneath here. There's just little clips on here. We're just going to push these across to open it up. Doesn't really matter because we're going to be throwing it away anyway. But I'm always curious what caused certain items to fail. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, you can see this contact right here. It's all burnt. That's definitely what the issue was. You can see even here. You can see right there, everything is burnt right here too, and here. So most likely it just wasn't making a good contact. It overheated and it just fried the connector. So that was it. It's always nice to see something that's clean cut, where it was definitely the issue, and that's what caused it to actually give you the intermittent starting and no starting. Give you a closer view of what the electrical contacts inside look like. You can see where right here it's fried right there, and the corresponding connector right over here on the top is the same thing. All right, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.